Good morning. Welcome to Seconds with Sonya. This morning, let's talk about, are we going to choose him or them? Him or them? It's a simple question, but it's really, really complicated sometimes because sometimes we want both. We want both. We want to live by the world systems because let's be honest, some of it we like. And we want to be recognized as one of his. So in Mark chapter 7, we're going to read verses 7 through 9. But in the chapter, what happens is the Pharisees come up. And y'all have to pray for me. Them Pharisees get on my nerves. But the Pharisees come up and they notice that the disciples are eating and they haven't washed their hands. And they have a real problem with that. So they ask Jesus, why is it that they're choosing to eat with defiled hands as opposed to following the traditions and doing it our way, basically. Why are they not washing their hands? Because, their tradition, they didn't do that. They didn't eat without washing their hands. They had a whole lot of ceremonial, religious things that they did. And hand washing before they eating is one of them. So they ask him, why can't they live according to the tradition of the elders instead of eating food with defiled hands? I'm going to start at 6. And this is Jesus' reply. He replied, Isaiah was right when he prophesied about you hypocrites, as it is written. These people honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. They worship me in vain. Their teachings are merely human rules. You have let go of the commands of God and are holding on to human traditions. And he continued, you have a fine way of setting aside the command of God in order to observe your own traditions. I don't know about you, but when I read that hit me. Like, it reminds me of us. We pick and choose what's a sin, what's not, what we can look over, what we won't look over. And we don't want to get into a position where we are honoring him with our lips, but it hasn't reached our heart. So we have to make a choice. Are we choosing him? Are we going to hold to his hand and live by his commands? Or are we going to hold on to this world? Because see, when we honor him only with our lips, anybody can say it. Anybody can talk the talk. Can you walk the walk? And there's a very, very distinct difference between the two. Because one is only surface level. And the other has reached your heart. And when this old stony heart changes to a heart of flesh, that's a true transformation. And then we want to line up with what it is he wants us to do. Then we are in the Father's will. So we're going to have to choose him or them. Them being the world and the world's traditions. We can't serve two masters. So we either serve God or we don't. That means we're either in his will or we're not. It's cut and dry. Who do we choose? Him or them? Because I don't want us to only serve him with our lips. He goes on to tell them, when he said you do a fine job of picking and choosing which traditions you're going to follow. You can't do that. You observe your own traditions. And you cannot do that. We can't set aside the commands of God. And too often I hear Christians say, I'm gonna lay my religion down, I'm gonna put it on the shelf, and I'm gonna do. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. Y'all remember the 10 virgins, 5 wise, 5 foolish? They were sleeping and they didn't have time to get their oil. You put your religion down, he might come right at that moment. Then you're outside of the ark of safety forever. We don't get a do-over. You only live once, you only die once. So live right. Because the way you live, if you're not careful, it'll be the way you die. If you don't change. So let's get out of a state where we honor him only with our lips. Let's let it reach our hearts. Let's let what we do for him be real. Whatever we do for Jesus, let it be real. Let it be real. Let's ask him to change us. and make us more like him, to help us to love, help us to exhibit every characteristic that he taught us, that he modeled while he was here on the earth. Remembering that only what we do for Christ will last. So who do you choose? Say, choose ye this day who you will serve. Will it be God or will it be man? Who do you choose? Him or them?